This edition of MacVoicesTV is brought to you by XLD Studios. We build websites that boost your business and educate you on getting the most out of your WordPress website. Find out more at xldstudios.com. MacVoicesTV is at Macworld iWorld 2012. I'm Chuck Joyner, and we are on the show floor in the Garmin booth talking to Johan about Garmin and Navigon. Johan, this is 2 years in a row.
Oh yeah, thanks again for stopping by.
Hey, it's my pleasure, and a lot of changes have happened for you all since we saw each other last. Navigon was acquired by Garmin.
Yeah, that's correct. So Garmin acquired Navigon, and I'm also now part of Garmin. But the good news is that we'll continue to offer the Navigon app, and it's a Garmin product now, but it's still the Navigon app. It's still the same team behind it in Germany that develops it, and in addition to that, Garmin also offers turn-by-turn navigation apps, so we just leave it up to the consumer, whatever they prefer.
Well, I have to tell you, I've been a Navigon fan since before you and I met, and I still am a Navigon fan. Nothing against the Garmin, but Navigon really is my preference. But you have a lot of new things that have happened since then. Bring us up to date across the board if you can.
Yeah, so first of all, for the Navigon app, we released a new version where you can download maps by state. So previously you had to download 1.7 gigabyte for the whole US map. So now you can just select the states that you need. And you know, in addition to that, we also updated the user interface, so it looks much nicer now. But then on the Garmin side, Garmin is a very broad company that offers a lot of different products like aviation, fitness, outdoor, and we embrace apps for all of these different business areas and use cases. So we have a fitness application that we recently launched that tracks your performance. So it tells you how far you ran and how fast, so you can also analyze it and see, you know, how fast did I run last week compared to the week before, for example. Then we also have a tracker app, and we have this little GPS tracking device. Okay. And so you can attach this device to your dog or to your kid, and then you can track it with your iPhone. And what's really cool is you can set up a geofence. So, for example, if you want to know when your kid leaves school, you just set up that fence around the school, and whenever your kid leaves, you will get an email or a text message. So it's just another way of showing that GPS is much more than just turn-by-turn navigation. There are a lot of other different use cases.
Now, is this something that has to be, say, hung on a belt or outside, or could I drop one of these in the glove compartment of my car and have it track my car?
Yeah, you can also put it in your car. Some people just like to see where their car is and also have the security. If it gets stolen, you can still be able to track it. So it just gives you peace of mind. I think this is really what this is all about. And
there's a separate app to actually do the tracking.
Right, it's a tracker app. It's called Garmin Tracker, and it's a free application.
Very nice. What does this cost?
This one is $199, and it also has a SIM card built in, so it has an AT&T data plan. And after, it comes with 1 year of free service, and after that it's $49.99 for another year. And yeah, I mean, we also have some other stuff that we announced for, we have another application that's geared towards travelers. It's a navigation Garmin Street Pilot On Demand app. So you only pay 99 cents and you can use it for 30 days. But then you can leave it on your iPhone, and whenever you want to use it again, you just pay $2.99 per month. And it comes with public transportation, so if you walk around the city and you want to take the bus, it guides you to the station, and you can get, it tells you which train you have to take or which bus and where to get off. And something that's really new that we just introduced at this show is social media integration. So you'll be able to see Wikipedia icons on the map. So if you explore a new city and you're like wondering what is that building about, you can just click on the icon and it will reveal all the information from Wikipedia in the background about those buildings.
Garmin has a lot of resources and, like you say, a lot of different directions. Navigon was a lot more focused, and it sounds like maybe the marriage of the two has benefited both.
Yes, I think it's great, and that's what we are seeing also on the app side, that we combine the best of both worlds. Because there's certain things that are good about the Garmin app, and there's certain things that are good about the Navigon app. So now we have great technologies that we can bring together and adapt features for each of these applications.
Well, I said it at the start of the interview, I've used Navigon now constantly, and it always amazes me how many people don't have a navigation app on their phone. Unfortunately, the time of a hardware device in your car is probably over, and now we have all the great technology on our iPhones and our iPads. It makes a big, big difference.
Yeah, it makes a huge difference, and of course we see that the market for P&Ds is shrinking, but it's not going away because there's still a lot of benefits also to having a device because it has a much bigger screen. You know, the phone is kind of turning into the Swiss Army knife, but you can't do everything with your phone. So for people that really drive a lot, a dedicated device still makes sense. But yeah, of course, it's surprising to see that a lot of people still don't know you can actually use your phone as a navigation device. And now with the Garmin app, you also have the familiar interface that you already know from GPS devices.
What can you show me on the iPad that we have new?
So we also, and this is something that's an application for pilots. So basically pilots can plan their route with this application and file it with the FAA. Because, I mean, it's something that probably a regular consumer doesn't really care too much about, but I think it's just very amazing to see what you can do with an iPad these days. Because, you know, pilots usually have to carry around all these charts and all these papers. Now they can just use the iPad, look up charts, plan their route. They can even display different information here on the map. As you can see, these are all fuel prices. So you can see where you can get low prices on fuel. You can look up radar right here, and it comes in real time. You can also look up weather information. It has a full navigation panel. So pilots that have a smaller plane with a lot of manual gauges, they can actually use this to navigate their plane. And Garmin actually has its roots in the aviation business. So we build whole navigation units, a whole glass cockpit that you can build into planes. So we have a lot of expertise in this field, and we're now bringing this to the iPad.
That's very cool. That's very cool. And you're, like you said, it's updated in real time. I see weather information on there, all of it. It's got to be invaluable, especially to a smaller pilot, small plane pilot.
Yeah, and it just makes it also much easier because this application is approved by the FAA, so you just file everything within that application. You don't have to worry about calling them or anything. And also some pilots, they even have, you know, all the digital hardware in the plane, but they use this as a backup because once that hardware fails, you still have your iPad.
What does this cost, Johan?
So this one is for 30 days, it's free. And after that, it's $100 per year.
That's very reasonable for what it does and something that's sophisticated and useful, again, for a pilot.
Yeah, I agree. And
this is in the Mac App Store?
Yes, it's in the App Store available now.
The iOS App Store,
yes.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great. Well, it's good to see you. Thanks so much for the tour. The website for all of this is?
It's Garmin.com.
You're at Garmin.com now,
yes.
Everything.
Yeah, everything. I mean, the Navigon website is still there, so if you want to find information specifically about Navigon, you will go to Navigon.com at this point. And you know, also an interesting update is that the Navigon app now has over 3 million users worldwide. So there are a lot of people that really like this application.
I'm one of them.
Yeah.
Johan, thanks so much. Good to see you.
Thank you. Good to see you too.
Folks, more from Macworld iWorld 2012 in San Francisco. I'm Chuck Joyner. This is MacVoicesTV. MacVoicesTV is part of the MacVoices Group and a member of Mac Level 10.